Hello and welcome back. A very good morning to all of you in Mumbai, different cities in India, and those overseas watching this video. This morning I bring to you a topic on workplace violence. What are the reasons it happens, where it happens, when it happens, who causes it, how much harm it does to the individual, the organization, and to stakeholders. Come, let's take a look right now. So what are the different types of workplace violence? One is criminal intent. Now, criminal intent is something which is very, very serious. Okay, here the perpetrator has no legitimate relationship to the business or its employees whatsoever, and is usually committed in conjunction with violence like theft, shoplifting, trespassing, robbery, damaging your property. You have political institutions that come into your organization and throw their weight, so that is something which falls under this category. Then you have the customer client violence that happens, worker to worker. And finally you have the interpersonal relationship violence, and that can get very bad. Some more violence types that we can look at is economic violence, political and institutional violence, sexual or gender violence, cultural violence, religious violence, diversity violence, cyberbullying, information violence, where the total information is not given to a person to perform to the best of his or her ability, which ultimately benefits the organization, clients, and the stakeholder. So that's information violence also. So what are different examples of workplace violence? Okay, one is gossiping, then you have rumors, you have verbal abuse, pranks, arguments, verbal diarrhea, property damage, vandalism, sabotage, pushing each other, theft, physical assault, physical abuse, physiological trauma, anger-related incidents, and much more difficult ones to spell out here on this video. So how do we deal with it? It's very simple. One, you recognize the problem. Don't take it lightly, take it seriously. Avoid any confrontation. It is a good idea to have an early warning violence signal, like we have early warning attrition signals. Moment you see it, you report it, and then you document it in your incident handling report. So this way you have not allowed that incident to go scot-free. So you're reporting it, you're documenting it, and you're bringing it to light. Okay, so that's how you deal with it. How does workplace violence affect everyone? Of course it will affect everyone, because everybody is working in that place, everybody has a vision, a mission, and it leads to increased absence from work, relates to health problems, decrease in employee satisfaction, and an increased eagerness to change jobs, because that's when people feel that this is not a great place to work at, so maybe I'm wasting my time, and that's when they want to change jobs. So how do you recognize workplace violence? You see people crying, sulking, temper tantrums happening, decibels going haywire, excessive absenteeism or lateness, pushing the limits of acceptable conduct on the shop floor, or disregarding the health and safety of your employees, your peers, your colleagues, disrespect for authority, increase mistakes or errors while working, you're not paying attention to the quality of work you're delivering, unsatisfactory work quality, and finally refusal to acknowledge that there is a problem in your job performance. So these are ways you can recognize workplace violence, because that's where it's going to be heading. Now, why is this behavior violent? I mean, what causes it? So we have a cause and effect, we know that. But the behavior of an individual that threatens or actually harms or injures the individual or others, or destroys property, such kind of a behavior is called violent behavior, because it's neither harmonious, it's neither joyful, it's not good natured, and it's not good intent. So it makes no sense. Okay? Now you have 5 major elements of an effective workplace violence preventive program. So while these things happen, you can also have a preventive program in place to ensure that it's a deterrent. So what is it? Management commitment and employee involvement. So everybody's got to get involved. So you have a work site analysis as to what happens on each site. You have hazard prevention and control, safety and health training so that everybody is aware, everybody is on the same page, and record keeping and program evaluation. Record keeping and program evaluation is important because you know on certain days this is a drill that is going to happen. So be sure of that. Now, how do you calm a violent individual or a violent person? How do you calm him? Be aware of that situation. First, check yourself, your emotion, your state of mind before going and contacting that person. Take care of your words because it may be misconstrued for something else because that opposite person is not in the right frame of mind. So even if you're trying to make him understand, he'll feel that you're trying to assault him, physically or verbally. Be a good listener. Try to make him talk as much as possible. Be empathetic with him or her. Maintain silence while the person is talking and give them alternative choices. What if you could do this in that situation? What could you have done? Is this possible? Is that possible? Once you have alternate choices in front of you, the person realizes that, maybe I could have done that. And finally, how do you diffuse such hostile behavior, such a hostile situation? So, in such a situation, you need to stay calm, speak slowly, use non-threatening body language and words. A calm, rational response can go a long way in calming that angry person down. We learned this at the airlines because sometimes when you were right at the check-in counters and your airline got delayed, the passengers would come to you and they would be very angry. That's the time you listen to them because, they're not angry on you. Of course, you're wearing the uniform, but they're angry on the airline you're representing. So they have the right to actually voice their opinion, and they're only right. So be patient, have good listening skills, do like, subscribe and press the bell icon for all such videos for future notification which I will bring to you to enrich your knowledge, upgrade and update you. Until then, my friends, you take care, stay safe, stay indoors, and God bless. Bye-bye.